It's the Andrew Christopher Show. With Andrew Christopher, your host.
Nice.
It's the Andrew Christopher Show. But really we call it the AC Show. Yeah, we really call it the AC Show. Really call it the AC Show. It's the AC Show.
It's the AC Show with AC, your host. Check it out. What's up, you guys? Episode 15. Can you believe it? I hope I'm right on that. We're going to be announcing the winner of my Basic Hose, Basic Bros contest to see who gets to be on the show with me as a guest in person, sitting right beside me. So that's exciting. I'm going to try calling them. I didn't give them a heads up, but the votes are counted. And so we'll call, see if they answer. If they do, awesome. Otherwise, I'll leave a voicemail, and then we'll get that set up and get him in studio. And I didn't say him or her. Could be either still. We don't know yet. And after that, we're going to be talking a bit, do some family time stuff, talking about overusing personal technology devices, which I heard a great speaker talk about last night at my gig, and it really reminded me to try and cut back a bit. And he had some great pointers. I was trying to get him on the show, and hopefully in the future we'll be able to. But for now, I'm just going to kind of lightly touch on it, and a bit to do with kind of within the family, kids and spouses and relationships, and how we need to be watching how much we're on our phones mostly, and that kind of thing. First, I wanted to point out a few things about the studio here. I don't know if many of you guys noticed. The posters are still not up. And for our Spotify or Apple Podcast listeners, I had some posters up behind on this nice wall while we rearranged the studio this way. And they're still not up. We had them taped up, and then they fell down. We've got a lot going on around the house. Jamie's off work now. She's got a rest. She's 32 weeks, and I guess she has a short cervix. For those of you who are well-versed in female anatomy and knows what goes on during pregnancy, there's a lot of talk around the house these days about, I don't even want to talk about it. It makes me feel kind of awkward. Discharges, bleeding, and exams of all sorts. And yeah, it's part of life, but it's kind of a gross part of life. So yeah, the posters still haven't made their way up permanently onto the wall. Another thing I realized, because I'm just learning, doing these podcasts still, getting some reps in. And so I had my big acoustic guitar on the wall beside me on my hanging guitar stand for the last episode. And you could actually really hear the extra reverberation coming from the guitar just from me talking here. So I would be talking and it would be echoing out of the guitar. So on the last episode, you probably hear, well, you probably didn't, but if you listened closely enough, you could hear some extra reverb on my voice, and that's why. So I put the little ukulele back up there for now. And lastly, I don't know if we talked about the plant here yet, Jamie's plant. My wife's a big plant lady. It's kind of her crazy cat thing, even though now we have 2 cats. So we're already turning into the crazy cat people. But crazy plant lady, I would say. I don't know if this one has a name. I don't mind it here. So thank you for this one, Jamie. But the house is starting to get a little jungle-ish. And she always points out, she's like, oh, maybe we need to get a new one. Maybe we need to get something for the bathroom or for the bedroom. And I'm like, babe, chill out on the plants. But, and one of them died. Well, but she's hanging on to it. I don't know what's going on. And she names them. The one on the patio is Roxy. I've always assumed that one's dead. It looks dead. And then this one was in the living room, and I guess the cats and the kids kept knocking leaves off. And if you knock a leaf off this plant, it's like done for. Its name's Charlie. And no idea what kind of plant it is. Don't ask me. But she's got it in our bathroom right now, trying to steam it back to life or something. It says it likes the moisture in the air when we take hot showers, and it hasn't worked yet though. It's still not growing anything. So, yeah, I think Charlie's had its time. I guess that'd be a good present I could get her. Oh yeah, there we go. She wanted a push present. Have you guys heard of these? So, guys out there, if your wife or girlfriend or girl you met at the bar is pregnant, and she's going to want a push present. I guess it's the latest craze, because they do all this hard work, which, yes, of course it is. So you got to buy them something nice for while they're pushing. I don't know if you're supposed to give it to them like in the moment, so they're like, oh, this is awesome, and forget about the pain, or if you wait till after it's done. She didn't really specify, but I'll figure it out. Maybe a new Charlie. That might be a nice one. But I guess now she's probably watching this, so it won't be much of a surprise. But anyway, there's a few notes about the studio for you. Kind of got sidetracked there a little bit. But I think it's the moment of truth here. We're going to call the winner who got the most votes. Thank you to everybody who did participate. It was fun. And sorry I can't have you all on here. I actually probably could. Maybe I will. But or you could enter the contest again if you really want to be on it. And you just have to step your game up a bit. And this was surprising to me, actually. I'm still not gonna say it yet. I'm just gonna call, and that's how you guys will find out. So let's see. Maybe she'll answer. If not, you'll hear on the voicemail. And here's the winner coming up. Call. Let's see. Who's it gonna be? Dan Stone? Lindsay? Jason? Kim? Nicola? Tara? It's still ringing. Is the suspense killing you? Hopefully they have a voicemail.
Hey, it's Nicola. Just leave me a message and
It's
I'll try
Nicola.
to get back to you as soon as I can.
The mukbang.
After leaving a message, you can hang up or press
I'm so
pound
stoked.
for more options.
Nicola, it's Andrew Christopher, the host of the AC Show, and you are the winner of the first Basic Hose, Basic Bros contest. And we're going to mukbang it up with all your awkward questions, eat a bunch of food, and I'm stoked to have you. Sorry I didn't get you on the line. I just wanted to make it a surprise. So you could feel free to give me a call back if you get this in the next 20 minutes, and I'll still probably be on filming the podcast. So yeah, congratulations. I can't wait to stuff my face and answer all your in-depth questions. Okay, peace out. So there you have it. It's going to be a ginger mukbang. And if you don't know what that is, you should look it up. It's one of the most popular videos on YouTube. Not the ginger part, but the mukbang, or however you pronounce it. I'll figure it out for that show at least. So we're going to have Nicola come in here. She's always great at asking really good questions. Sometimes a bit too personal, or sometimes just really great in-depth questions that make you think. And yeah, we're going to do the mukbang, which is eating a bunch of food, talking to each other. And that might gross you out, but maybe you're into that. So we'll see. Anyway, congratulations, Nicola. Can't wait to have you in here. Moving along, it is now time for
Family time, family time. Ooh, 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 it's family time. It's family time. Woo! Yeah!
So as I said, we are going to talk a bit about cell phones, iPads, Netflix, and all that good stuff. I was at work last night in Vancouver at the Terminal City Club, singing some tunes, and the keynote speaker there, his name was Steve Rio, and he's the founder of a company called The Nature of Work. and they kind of focus in the workplace, and making sure everyone's making the best of their time and in the best frame of mind to do the work, so that, and he spoke to the safety of being present, because last night's gala was the Pinnacle Safety Awards or something like that. Anyways, so he kind of moved it towards there, but he's really, his company's based to help people prioritize, whether it's in everyday life or in big companies like that, and make sure they're working to their full potential. And it was really interesting stuff. He talked a lot about, obviously, cell phones and the negative impact that they can have mentally, and not just on, not just to do with depression or whatever, but on your cognitive abilities. Really interesting stuff. I'm hoping that maybe I'll be able to set up a phone call with him one day, and get him to explain a bit better what he does, and how it can help people live a better life, a more fulfilled life, help them prioritize, and try and kick this habit that a lot of people have of being on their phones too much. So we'll see if we can get him on the show. He lives on Bowen Island, at least half the time, I'm guessing. He says he's in between there and New York a lot. I guess he does a lot of business in Vancouver and New York. But he would be a really interesting guy to have on here. So hopefully we can set that up. But I was just going to talk a bit about how I felt after hearing what he said, because it's always a big thing between Jamie and I about how much we're on our phones or how much the kids are on the iPads. And I think it's big in every family. Hold that thought. Nicola!
Oh, hi.
How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
Good. Did you check your voicemail?
No.
No? Oh,
No.
well, you win. You're the winner.
I did?
You won.
I won the mukbang?
Yeah, well, you won the Basic Hose and Basic Bros contest.
Oh, good, because I was still worried because I don't have social media, so I didn't know how that would play out.
I know. This is why it was very surprising to me, too. But
No, don't be surprised.
Well, just because of the social media thing, right? So...
Yeah, I didn't. I thought no, I didn't think I wouldn't win. But
No.
I thought, oh, my God, everyone's going to do this on social media, and I'm just going to not.
No, well, I can hear the excitement in your voice.
I know, but are you excited?
I am excited because
I've got some really good questions.
and you said maybe we're going to be doing shots and eating a lot of food.
I feel like some questions you might a little bit out of your comfort zone. So then I figure if you don't want to answer one,
right,
you could take a shot.
Okay, but no, that's totally fine. I will do that. But,
when is this happening?
Well, we'll have to talk. We'll have to get our people to talk to your people and see when we can schedule it.
Okay, no, that sounds good.
But I need you to keep this close to your chest because it's a surprise. So people aren't going to know until Sunday, okay? Until they're watching this.
Okay.
So don't tell anybody.
So I have to play coy and not...
Especially at Dan's party on Saturday.
Well, I was going to say I'm going to see Dan this weekend at his birthday.
And everybody's going to be asking, and I'm going to be saying, no, you got to wait for the episode to come out, okay?
Okay, but I'm a horrible liar, but I will try my best.
Yeah, well, you just walk away. Just go to the bathroom or something.
Okay, sounds good. I'll walk away. Okay, awesome. Cool, I'm excited.
Yes, me too. I'll talk to you soon.
Okay, thanks, Andrew.
Okay, bye.
Goodbye.
Oh, that worked out so perfectly. She called back. She didn't even know, so I got to surprise her again. Oh, that's cool. Anyway, where was I? Talking about screen time within your family, with your kids. Or, even if you're not married, if you don't have kids, just between you and your girlfriend or significant other, or just yourself, trying to keep yourself in check. I just started looking at this on my smartphone. I've got an iPhone, and it's got a great database about how much you're on your phone, what apps you're using, how many times you pick it up a day, how many notifications you're getting. And so it's a super easy way to keep yourself in check with how much you're on your phone. And so I'll read you some of my stats. So it keeps it like up to the minute. So today when I looked at 12:30, I had already been on my phone an hour and 44 minutes. And that's split up into social media for 26 minutes, entertainment for 7 minutes, and productivity for 40 minutes. So at least I'm using it productively, I guess. And that was already 54 minutes below my average. So you can tell that speech last night really hit home, and I am going to try and be on my phone less. So, but I'll read you some from the last week, which will be a bit more accurate and kind of averaging out a full day of how much I'm on my phone. And those numbers are, on average in a day, it's 3 hours and 48 minutes, which was 34% down from last week. And again, this is all numbers you get. Anybody who's got an iPhone, and I'm sure the Androids and stuff have a similar app or whatever, and it's built into the phone. Like you don't need to download anything, so you can check these out. And interesting one that I saw was pickups. So it says per day I pick up my phone 147 times on average. So I'm guessing that's like, it can sense, right? When you pick it up and kind of look at it, it knows and it opens the screen for you or whatever. And on Monday, I did it 207 times. So just think about that. And it breaks it down for you. It tells you how many per hour you do and everything. And then it tells you notifications per day. I had 123 notifications per day. So one thing I did to try and keep me from looking on my phone so much was I put it always on do not disturb. So I don't feel or hear any notifications, but I thought that would make me not check my phone as much, but I think it makes me check my phone more because I'm like, oh, somebody's got to have messaged me by now. So I pick it up and look or something, or, oh, must have got an Instagram message and, or a like on my Facebook post. And so I pick it up and look, and usually there's no notifications because I guess I'm not that popular. But so it was a good intention, but I don't think it worked. Now I'm just happy having it off so it doesn't buzz all the time or whatever. But one thing Steve brought up, he said there's been studies done that even if you don't have your phone, if you're not looking at it or reading the messages, if it's beside you on your desk and the notifications are going off, he says productivity in the workplace goes down because you're kind of thinking about, oh, who messaged me or who liked my post or what's going on. And it's obviously a distraction. So even if you're not looking at your phone, you're hearing these notifications buzz and everything, and it's in your head subliminally. So yeah, he talked on that, and it was really interesting. But anyway, for me, so I get these notifications. I'm still looking at it just as much. Well, as you saw, I only get 123 notifications a day, but I'm picking up my phone 150 times. So I'm picking it up more than the notifications I get, which I guess is normal. Sometimes you use your phone for other things. But anyway, it's been something I've been thinking about over the past couple of years probably, but never really put anything into action. I have gotten better because, Jamie called me out and said, you're on your phone a lot. Try and put it down, using a lot of data. And so I feel like I've done a bit of my part. I'm still going to try and get that down because another thing Steve said was, I think he said the average is 3 hours per day that people are on their phone. And obviously, I think that's already high, especially in his eyes and the work that he does. But that's the average. And so last week I was on it 3 hours and 50 minutes a day. So I'm above that average. So I think I'm going to try and get it down to at least that average, which might be as easy as just remembering to lock my phone because I don't know how it tracks it, but I think that might help anyways. So I'm going to try and get down to that average. Maybe you guys should look into it. Join me. Try and get down to at least 3 hours. And if you're below it, good for you. But I'm sure you think there's probably ways you could be on it a bit less too. And, especially for the families out there, it's, I think it's important to think about, when you're on your phone, when your kids are around or whatever, and start prioritizing well, obviously putting your kids first. I don't doubt that any of you are doing that, but I think it's so easy to sometimes be caught up in your phone. Your kids are playing or asking you questions, and you kind of brush it off and say, okay, yeah, give me a minute or whatever, just because you're on your phone on Instagram or Facebook or whatever. And I mean, how fucking stupid is that? Like, you're just creeping people's pics, and you ask your kids to give you a minute so that you can finish doing nothing, essentially. So I know that's a big thing that Steve promotes, is prioritizing your life again. You know, if your kids are asking for something, or if your kids are up playing, why aren't you up playing with them? Yeah, okay, I get it. You're tired, you need some downtime, but does that downtime need to be on your phone, or can it at least be a bit more present with your kids? You can still be having downtime and they're playing around you. Anyway, a few kind of thoughts there for you. It's it's a tough thing to wrap your head around, I think, because it is a form of addiction. And so it's tough to really accept when you're addicted to something. The first kind of step, like they always say, is admitting it. And I know, my sister Michelle, who I really want to have on the show, who's a drug addict, and she's been clean over 5 years now. So it was something I wanted to talk to her about as well, is kind of phone addiction and how she can see it relating to drug addiction and that kind of thing. I think that could be a really cool conversation, because it's an addiction. So you don't even know that you're on it too much. You don't know that it's actually hampering relationships with friends and family. And this is one of the ones I'm worst at, is talking to, I can remember the other day at lunch talking to my sister, and I'm refreshing the Score mobile app to check the score in the hockey game or whatever, when I'm having a conversation with my sister, or I think I am, but really I'm not invested in that conversation, in that relationship, if I'm flicking through my phone. And then people make up the excuse of, I can multitask or whatever, but for me, I know I can't. So that's bullshit for myself. And I don't think it's right, or I don't think it's true for anybody that you can multitask and hold a conversation while being on your phone. It's you're losing that connection with the person you're supposed to be talking to. There's a connection that you're supposed to be having, and if you're on your phone is taking away from that connection, and there's no denying that. So that's something easy for me that I'm going to work on, is being present, looking you in the eye, and staying off my fucking phone. So I'm sorry if I've done that to you. It's part of an addiction. You don't even think about it. You just grab your phone, look, maybe you're checking the time, and then you've got a notification, and you open it up, and then next thing you know, 20 minutes has gone by and you've done nothing. And then, like other addictions, afterwards, I know sometimes I feel like shit. I'm like, wow, I just wasted 20 minutes on my phone when I could have been editing the podcast, or I could have been writing a song or something like that. So yeah, there's definitely, you can draw those parallels between drug addiction and alcohol, and just being on your phone too much. And for the kids, these iPads and stuff, and now a lot of kids are getting phones younger and younger. But even just the iPads, I think it's the same thing. Like, it's going to take over their lives. And video games, this is another subject that Steve touched on. It's taking away that interaction with human beings, with their brothers and sisters, or with kids at school. They're not, I don't think they're learning the same skills as kids had been, maybe when I was younger, or the generation even before me, with, making friendships and being able to express their emotions properly, because they're so just in tune with these screens. And again, I'm guilty of it, giving kids the iPad so that I can have some free time or whatever. But it's comes down to that prioritizing. And I think there's a healthy amount. Kids can still watch cartoons and that kind of stuff, but just needs to be tracked better. And again, with that app, it's great. I think I just saw that you can set it up as a family, you can all keep track of how much you've been on your phones and stuff. And so I think I'm going to call Jamie out on it and see if I can get her on board, but I think that'll be a tough battle. She says she's looked at it, but I was like, have you really looked at it to see how much you're on? And are you decreasing? Are you increasing? Jamie uses a lot of data. We've got 6 gigs, and it's usually 5 gigs for her and 1 for me. That doesn't mean she's on her phone more, but I am going to call her out, I think, and we'll see how that goes. I'll let you know next episode. But it's something I think that'll help. It'll help our relationship. I know it will. If we're on our phone less, talking to each other more. Jamie's good at still talking on the phone. I can hear her right now. She's on a phone call. So that's great. I don't talk on the phone that much. I do text a ton. So maybe I can meet her in the middle. I'll start talking on the phone more and texting less. And she can just, in general, be on her phone less. I think for her, it's more the apps. And she does a lot of online shopping or online selling and that kind of stuff. And I can kind of understand that, but there's still a lot of just scrolling, flicking with your thumb or whatever. And so I think there's some compromises, and I'm sure you can think about them if you're in a relationship where you can say, okay, maybe I'll do this less, you do that less. We'll have more time together to talk, to cuddle, to do whatever, get outside, go for a walk, play with the kids. I think there's benefits to it, of course, undoubtedly. So something to think about, you guys. And I will try and let you know over the next week, see if my screen time has gone down. I do a lot of work, obviously, promoting the show, promoting my music gigs, or interacting with people. A lot of my business is online, but I still just mess around on there too, right? So it's, even if you do say that, you got to do it for work, like me, there's room to scale it back. There's a healthy amount to be doing, and then you need to book that time to really connect with people, not just emails or text messages, phone calls, meet up for coffee, that kind of thing. It's something I can be better at for sure. I think I've said that like 10 times, so obviously there's a lot that I can be better at. There you go. One last thing I can be better at: being on your phone while driving. Again, usually for me, it's checking scores in sports games, or if I'm on the way to a gig and forgot to post about the gig, promoting it or something, stupid stuff like that, right? Or texting. I do it sometimes too. And another commitment I'm making to you guys: I'll be on my phone a lot less while driving. So call me if you need to, because I'm not going to be texting anymore. Anyway, I think that's about all I had to say about that. And I'm hoping that, Steve, if you watch this, I'm going to send you this video, Steve, and I hope you'll agree to take a phone call at least, so you can kind of clarify all this jumbled message I was trying to get across. And I think it's a great thing that you're trying to promote. So thanks for the work that you're doing. It's very important, especially to families. And I think it's important to humanity to keep connecting with people instead of these handheld devices that we do so much. Anyway, so thanks, guys. I know this was kind of a quick one, but I got to take my wife to an appointment. I'm not going to say what it is. I told her I was going to call her out on it, but I won't, because I love you, babe. And I think next week we're going to be doing, well, unless we get this set up with Nicola quickly, I think next week I'm going to be doing my second artist showcase. I'm hoping my friend Kyler Pierce can come out, amazing musician, and we'll talk to him a bit about songwriting and recording and play a couple of his tunes. So music fans, watch out for that one. If you guys know of anyone who might be interested in sponsoring a podcast like this, getting in on the ground floor for a little bit of extra advertising, then send them my way. Send them a link to the show. Pass them along my info, and I'd love to talk to them. But that's been great, guys. Hope you had fun, and take care of each other, hey? give someone a hug today. There's my challenge to you. And be on your phone less. Okay, bye.
It's the Andrew Christopher Show. With Andrew Christopher, your host. It's the Andrew Christopher Show. But really we call it the AC Show. Yeah, we really call it the AC Show. Really call it the AC Show. It's the AC Show.
It's the AC Show with AC, your host. Check it out.